Hi guys, I'm Phil O'Neill from Australia and I hope you're having a fantastic day. So we're getting closer to a bit of a lockdowny kind of vibe. A lot of people are staying home for this coronavirus and we've got a bit of practice time on our hands. So I just wanted to show you a couple of tricks on how we can make it a bit more interesting rather than playing the same stuff every single day. We can improve on different aspects of our playing and still make it a bit more fun. So today I'm going to cover some Clark exercise number 1. You know, we all know this one. It's a pretty basic one as far as the technical sort of goes. It's just chromatic scales. So hey Ace, how you going today? So, and we just go through all the keys, or it's not really keys, we go through all of the starting notes, we change which note we start on and go through that. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to show you guys on how to, essentially the first step is learning them and learning the notes. Now, we all go through a note bashing stage, all right? Now, what I want you to focus on, if you're in that note bashing stage, is really bash the valves down as hard as you possibly can. Try and play softly with a good sound and bash the valves down so that they are actually louder than the trumpet. So aim for that. That's a good starting point. Start slow and then gradually increase the speed from there. So if I was learning this, it would be like this. And I would work that on every single key that I would do. Now, I'm a big fan of efficient practice, so I normally set timers when I practice, and once I get that timer goes off, that's the end of me working on that exercise for the day. And I would do that for every single key. Now, obviously there are going to be some that are more challenging than others. If I get stuck on one, that is the one that I really hone in on. So let's say B, the one that starts on B. All right, it's quite a tricky one, it's got a lot of third digit going there. And I would sit on this one for the remainder of that practice time for that day so that I can improve that one. And then the next day I'd come back and try and get to the next one, try and get to C and try and improve from there. Now, there's a few ways that we can make this a bit more interesting. The first thing that we've got to do is think about what we're actually trying to achieve here. Now, pushing the right valves down is only one step of playing these correctly. The actual thing that we want to focus on is the steady air stream and increasing our air speed to go higher and decreasing it to come lower. So putting in the crescendos that are marked is a really helpful sort of thing for us to do. Another way we can do it as well is, by putting that crescendo in, that'll help us, but also focus on making sure that every single note that we play is as long a value as each note. So we don't want to go wah, wah, on every note. We want to keep it even. So you can hear how every note is essentially a square note, and you want to do that all over. So when you're doing slowly, every note must fill the full value of what you're doing. You don't want to go like this. I'll start on C. It's an exaggeration, but we want to prevent that from happening. We want nice long notes. All right, that's one step. Another thing we can do is we can flutter tongue through it. So if we flutter tongue, essentially we can't cut the airstream off. It has to be a nice, fast and consistent airstream. So give flutter tonguing a go. And then go back to slurring. There's just a couple of ways that we can work on this. Now we can also use this exercise, all right, so instead of getting bored from playing the same exercise all the time, we can also use this to improve our double tonguing. Now, the reason why I like using these for double tonguing is quite often people use tiki tiki for their double tonguing, and it means that we end up playing too short and we end up cutting the air speed off rather than trying to lengthen them out. So to fix our double tonguing, we can actually play longer notes. Most of the time I use do, goo, because I find it helps create a longer articulation so that we can then increase the speed because we're not chopping the air off. So if we're going to work on this and we go the double tonguing route, once again, start slow, slur the first time, then double tongue it the second time. So. Try to keep the notes long. All right, you can hear that I actually started a little bit short there, and then I went back to playing long. So, long articulations. Do, goo is one that I use a lot, especially when I've got to be really fast with the articulation. Now, the next step we're going to do is I slur through the first time, double tongue the second time, or I'll slur twice, double tongue twice, slur once, double tongue once. Try and increase your speed each time you go through. So. And work that through your keys, right? Try and take minimal rest. This way we're going to make sure we're working the air and then we're working the tongue as well. And we want to try and do this through the keys so that we wear out our fingers and we also wear out our tongue. We want to push that beyond what we're currently capable of. Hi, Polly Botise. Thanks for joining. So we want to work that. Start slow, work your way up. So it doesn't matter how many times you go round this sort of thing, we want to try and push what we're currently capable of doing. Did I pronounce your, excuse me, did I pronounce your name right? Is that right? Polly Botise? All right, so I'll start on C, give you a bit of a demonstration, then I'll go to C sharp and I'll work through. So. Now, keep trying to work through with minimal rest for a period. You'll notice that your tongue starts to wear out, your fingers start to wear out, and your stamina starts to wear out. This is what I like to call short-term fatigue. Now, I call it short-term because the reason it's coming in so quickly, like it's only come in a couple of minutes, because I'm going without any rest. Push yourself through a little bit of this, then take a little rest, and then keep going from where you left off. So you're trying to increase your, what I call short-term fatigue, which will then transfer into long-term fatigue, and you'll be able to play for longer again. So now I've taken a little rest, I'm going to continue on from there. And my final tip to working on this is, if you've got a tuner, set it on the music stand. Every time you come back to the starting note, so that time was a B flat, I start on B flat, make sure that my B flat starts in tune with the tuner. Make sure that I then come back and finish in tune. This will increase your efficiency on playing the trumpet and therefore make the slurring easier, make the double tonguing easier, and also help you with endurance so that you can get through further every single time. So make sure that your starting note and your finishing note are in tune and use those as anchor points. All right, I hope this helps you guys out. Go and give it a go. You've got time to practice now. Everything's kind of starting to close up and starting to self-isolate. So give it a go, and I'll come back another day with some more double tonguing tips and how you can improve it. As always, happy practicing. Stop. Where's the stop button? Where's my stop button?